So Elixir Energy's had some fantastic results out of the Diona-1 well in the Surat-Bowen Basin in Queensland, where the company via wireline logging while drilling and mud logs has confirmed 23 metres of net gas pay across 3 Permian formations. The well has considerable amounts of upside, with the lower Wallabella sandstones being observed on logging while drilling tools as being gas charged, and we intend to now take this well to flow testing and completion to be able to confirm that upside. The infrastructure that sits around Diona has existed for quite some time. The fields that have been producing into it, depleting and aging in their production curves. The Wagamba to Silver Springs pipeline has the capacity of taking 7 million standard cubic feet a day, and in 2010 the Wagamba field was producing less than 1 million standard cubic feet. So there's real opportunity for us to put some gas into that pipeline and take it up to Wallumbilla where it's connected and sell it into the market. The objectives of Diona-1 for Elixir were twofold. One, the permit in which Diona sits in is a sub-block of a greater permit that Elixir holds that has 2 key areas within the Taroom Trough. The Diona-1 well was farmed out to our new joint venture partner, State Resources, which carried us for that well and paid the costs of drilling it. Through drilling that well, we met the work commitments of the overall permit, which allows us to retain our Taroom Trough acreage under what's called a potential commercial area for up to 15 years. We are the beneficiary of being able to declare this well as a success and now take that towards testing, which may actually yield an outcome for the company to move into cash flow generation through gas production operations. The Diona-1 well is very privileged in its location. It's adjacent to existing underutilized gas infrastructure, and on success of that flow testing, we intend to tie that in for production operations. The Diona project is now moving into its completion and testing phase. We intend to likely stimulate the 3 key formations that we have observed and measured on the wireline logging tools, as well as that lower Wallabella formation, which can represent significant upside. We'll then flow test the well, and given that the well sits in between existing areas of gas producing fields, we're very confident that we're going to be able to generate a meaningful and commercial flow rate of gas. Once that's confirmed, and we've observed that for a couple of weeks and those flow rates have stabilized, we'll then move into our gas marketing activities as well as our engineering works to potentially tie the well into the Wagamba to Silver Springs gas pipeline. So a key part of our first phase of our strategic plan was ensuring that we got 100% of our Taroom Trough acreage under retention so that we can benefit from the rising tide that's going on in the Taroom Trough at the moment. With Shell, Omega and Santos, all meaningful and active operators in the region, we would like to be able to hold our assets for as long as possible so that they can de-risk them on behalf of us and we can leverage off their investment. Drilling of Diona-1 will allow us to retain those 2 sub-blocks of ATP 2077 in the Taroom Trough under those permits for that considerable period of time. However, no one is ever going to say no to moving into cash flow generation and production operations, and the success of the Diona-1 well means that the company may be in a very unique position. Not only does it have this enormous upside sitting in the Taroom Trough, which may be the East Coast's next major supply of energy, but also we may end up having some initial cash flows and production to keep the business moving over that period of time coming from Diona. It's a great time to become a shareholder at Elixir Energy. Not only have we had these initial successes, which could set the company up for meaningful cash flow generation in the coming years, but also the Taroom Trough is getting acutely interesting for all the major operators in the area. Not only are we able to sit in the slipstream of Shell with all of our acreage surrounding Shell's key area of operations as they invest hundreds of millions of dollars in the region, but also other operators like Omega and Santos looking to invest heavily in the Taroom to ultimately secure East Coast gas supply for both the domestic market and for their LNG infrastructure. When we look at the Taroom Trough, the best global analogue for the Taroom Trough, which is a basin-centered gas play, is the Montney Formation in Canada. It should not be lost on everybody that the key players in the Montney include companies like Shell, Conoco and Petronas, who have been successful in building liquefaction infrastructure on Canada's coast off the back of those gas supplies. Here in Queensland in the Taroom Trough, the key owners of LNG infrastructure also includes Conoco, Petronas and Shell, major investors in the Taroom Trough. We believe this is the beginning of a next major basin and energy supply to the east coast of Australia.